Hello, and welcome to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. In today's video, we're going to be taking a rundown at the technical analysis of many of the Bitcoin mining stocks. If you own any Bitcoin mining stocks, please comment below, and also maybe add, what do you like about Bitcoin mining stocks? Why are they appealing to you? That way others can read in the comments and see if maybe Bitcoin mining stocks are or are not right for them. But let's start off, because they are stocks with fear and greed. And on CNN, we got up into greed and have gone back down into neutral. The markets yesterday, there was a lot of selling off, especially in the semiconductor sector, and in pie vesting it came down from, I think it was in low extreme greed, and now it's just in high greed as far as crypto, because to me Bitcoin mining stocks are a lot like altcoins with the way they follow the market and the market cycle. For crypto, we are down into fear, so this is the time to be looking for long-term deals, or at least deals that can maybe get us some rewards by the peak of the next cycle. And if we zoom out, maybe let's go to the last year. We were in this uptrend until the top, and then we've been in this downtrend. So far, we've had lower highs, lower lows. These lower lows recently are just chopping sideways, so we'll see if this goes up or creates another lower low again, which would, of course, mean prices going lower. Of course, whether it's altcoins or Bitcoin mining stocks, it's important to remember the Bitcoin dominance cycle. And when Bitcoin dominance goes down, oftentimes, or this has happened twice at the end of the last two cycles, that's when, if you were in the right altcoins or mining stocks, they ripped up 5, 10, 20x. So Bitcoin dominance going up, not so great. When it's going down, that can be better. And as far as altcoin season or alt season, which does affect what we are looking at, we're still in this uptrend, but overall still in the relatively low zones. We haven't ripped up into altcoin year yet since the last cycle. And speaking of cycles, I do videos on the rainbow chart and Bitcoin cycles every week. What's similar, what's different, did a video yesterday, so subscribe to that. But we're still in the relatively lowish zones. And jumping over to Bitcoin on the daily, we've lost the 200-day moving average. So going down to the lower end of this channel, which is around 54, and then now we have to go over to the weekly. And because we lost the weekly moving average, you can see the 50-week moving average, which to me, anytime an asset stays above a 50-week moving average, it's still bullish. Does not mean I'm not getting in down here, because obviously better deals, better discounts. That's how you want to look at things. You don't want to panic when we're down here. This is when you're looking for opportunities to buy. Up here is when you're looking for opportunities to possibly take profits. So I know it sucks, but at the same time, does it really? Because we may have some good deals. We do have this sell signal flashing, and as you can see, I have on Heikin-Ashi candles because it cuts out the noise, shows sort of the trends, and typically when we get one red candle or green candle, we get at least one more. So maybe we're coming down here. I think this is good support. Last time we tested this support, Bitcoin also wicked down to the 786. At worst, I could see Bitcoin getting down. This is in the medium term, getting down to around this 45, 46K. We have a lot of price action support back here. And in 2019, after that mid-cycle top, which was near Fed rate cuts, which we'll have coming up, we got down to the 100-week moving average. Of course, this was the COVID crash, so I don't really count that as much, more of a black swan event. But at worst, guys, if we're getting down here or here, I'm looking at mining stocks and seeing, hey, maybe this is some good deep value. So let's jump into our first mining stock, and that's Marathon. And Marathon, I think, has some pretty good deep value here. It is at the 0.5 fib, lost its supports right here, but you can see the candle still holding on to the 100 and 200, but did get below that 0.5 fib. And if you guys are wondering how I draw my fibs, there's two ways. You can draw from the low to the high, but because the most recent all-time high was before that, I draw from the high to the low, and it's this fib retracement right here. Make sure it's on log scale when you're looking at prices in between the highs and the lows. And we also have this lower end of the channel. So if Marathon got down to here around 13.5 bucks, I think I might consider getting more Marathon. So full disclosure, I do own some Mara, but this fib, I thought ever since we've made these new highs, I don't hate this level. To me, this is a good dollar cost average level. Of course, nothing's financial advice, anything that I say, but I like Marathon here. And you can wait for more price structure. You can wait for a buy signal. So ways that I look at when to get in, I look at these moving averages, the fibs, trend lines, the buy sell signal, obviously, and one last way I look at it, or another way I should say. There's a few more, but I wait for the stochastic RSI to flip positive. That's blue above the orange, and when it flips blue above the orange, you tend to get in at a good time to DCA. But I like it when it's more down here, better, deeper value. Blue is above the orange, so I don't really hate dollar cost averaging in down here, but I'll put on the buy sell signals for today just to make things less messy for the video and we can fly through this. So next, let's go to RIOT. And thank you guys for the comments about making quicker videos. I promise to God, I am trying. I know I can freaking talk way too much, so I am working on that. Thank you, and I'm glad you guys noticed. So RIOT, we are at this lower fib. This is the 236 fib. Let's drag it out and make sure I'm lining it up with the low that's down there. So it's not always going to be perfect. I could zoom in on a daily time frame, but right at this 236 fib, so deeper value here, and this is on the weekly, and this is one of the last well, this is the last fib support holding it up, and if it gets down here, then you have to look at possible price action. But there is room for a RIOT to fall down here. We do also have these cycle tops that you guys can see here that RIOT has hit during the last two crypto cycles. That was alt season. You can see the date at the bottom, December of 18. This was February 21, right when alt season was starting. So that trend line, should it continues, we could be looking at RIOT possibly being a 20x play. As crazy as that sounds, and I'm not saying it'll stay there, but it's just something to consider. So, you know, educated gambling, quote unquote, I might even consider putting some money, dollar cost averaging, into RIOT here. And again, you can wait for confirmation so you're not catching a falling knife, because we never know how low it'll go, but we do have this trend line. We do have this fib support. So we do have a couple solid areas to possibly DCA. And I like right here. Another thing I consider is market cap too. So if we are talking a 20x, then you would have to believe that RIOT could get over a $40 billion market cap, at least for a short time frame. Something to consider. Are some of the top Bitcoin mining stocks going to have $40 to $50 billion market cap? Last cycle, I believe it was 20 to 30 for some of the top mining stocks. So could this time it be 40 to 50 for some of the top ones? Maybe. Next, let's go over to CleanSpark. And CleanSpark, what do we got? So CleanSpark going down to the 0.5 fib, getting some support there. Look how it just tagged down to the 0.5 very nicely. I do have this trend line that's moving up from these lower prices, SOFIT, and we have some price action here going horizontally. So if it got down to the $7 range, I'd really like CleanSpark at that level. I also don't mind it here at the 0.5 fib at around the high $8 mark. So CleanSpark, I think, looks pretty decent at these levels. Again, there's fear in the market, and that's when we have to be greedy and look for opportunities. So TERWOLF, I skipped one. I got to go back to Cypher. TERWOLF, sell signal. We do have these supports of the 100 and the 50-week moving average, as well as the 382 fib. So it's possible that TERWOLF, you know, right now it's just making these waves down. If you're being a little greedy, maybe you could get some TERWOLF here at patient here at 285. So I like this fib level. We also do have this descending trend line. If it were to bounce off that, I wouldn't hate that either. That'd be around the 210 level. So, you know, we have price entries at around 340-ish, $3-ish to 310 cents, 285, and then somewhere down here at the low $2. I skipped over Cypher. Let's go back to Cypher. And Cypher, man, it lost that 618 fib. So it's going down to the 0.5, and the 0.5 where there's some price action and support is down here at about $2.41. So should Cypher continue to fall and not be able to get back up to this fib, then you would be looking at $2.43. And again, I know it stinks if you dollar cost average in somewhere in here. You like the moving average, you like the fib support. Hey, I did too, so trust me, I get how it goes. But then you can take a look at other fibs for support, as well as the stochastic RSI or a buy signal on the weekly. Those are other ways to look at possibly getting in. So Cypher, lots of that fib support, and again, around 243, 242, you could set a buy order and see if maybe we hit there in the next coming months. You never know. Next, let's go to Bit Digital, and Bit Digital right now holding support, but it does have this weekly sell signal. So guys, we're seeing a pattern, sell signals across the board, losing supports, and again, that's okay. We want to act out our plan in these times on dollar cost averaging. If that's what you like to do, that's what I like to do. So we are getting those good deals as these opportunities present themselves, because trust me, when we were down here and here, the sky was falling at those times too, and you don't want to miss those opportunities to get in. So the next 50-week moving average, should the candle body closer, that's around, well, it's right where we're at, actually, 286. So the next fib support, the 382 at 258. So 258, some possible good entry, and then we have these base lows right here at around 211. So that could be an area, and if that happens, we could be forming an inverse head and shoulders, which, by the time something like that completed, could be by early next year, if that pattern were to materialize. So we'll keep an eye on that one, see if that pattern emerges. Next, let's go to Bitfarm. So this one's been a sell signal for a while. The candle body holding on to all these moving averages. We have the 50, 200, 100, and then there's the 0.5 fib. So 0.5 fib here at the high $1 mark. Again, I like this fib level. If it were to get lower, then you are looking at the 382 at $1.33. So I don't hate Bitfarms here. I think it is a good dollar cost average opportunity. And again, guys, you might be saying to yourself, what the heck is this guy talking about? The price is falling. I know. You want to buy the lows and sell the highs. So if you guys are buying up here at a higher price at like $2.40 or whatever, if you've done the research and you've weighed the pros and cons and you like something enough to put your hard-earned money into it, you need to be fully confident that you believe in what you're putting your money into. If not, then you shouldn't be into it, okay? So if you're buying up here and you like the price here, then you need to love the price when it's at a discount. Again, we want to flip our mindset and try to remove our emotion out of it and enact our plan. What is your plan? All our plans are different. I share with you part of my plan, and I'm not saying do what I do verbatim, but part of our plan has to be taking our emotion out of it, looking at things in an objective way, and say, I don't care if the price is lower. That's not going to affect me emotionally. I'll meditate, go for a walk, take a deep breath, whatever. Hey, I'm going to buy at a discount. Get excited. It's better to buy things when they're 50% off than buy them at a premium, okay? So right here we have the 0.5. So hopefully this holds. Otherwise, then we have $1.31. So do make sure you guys have a plan written out, and that way you can follow it, because none of us can make perfect predictions on where the prices are going. IREX Energy came down to this trend line. So, hey, we have these moving averages, the 50 and the 100. We have the trend line, possible good dollar cost average opportunity. Been in the sell signal ever since down here. I don't hate IREX here. I think there's possible good DCA opportunity. And if it got below that trend line, then you're looking at the fib at 531. So these are good ways to find levels. Last one, let's go to Core Scientific. I really want to know or look back at whoever mentioned this the first time. So, somebody mentioned it way back here when it was brand new and ran up. But, I don't get into new IPOs or new crypto assets within a year, unless I've done heavy amounts of research. So I don't touch the new stuff. I try to wait for it to play itself out, because a lot of them can just freaking tank. So we drew a fib from the low to the high because we made it above the prior all-time high, or at least where it started, and it came back down to the 382, came up, and what do you see here, guys? We have a lower high and a sell signal. So we'll see if it finds support at these the 20 moving averages or the 236 at 853. So you see how the 236 is up here now, and if it comes back down, then that 382 at 680 would have to hold. So if I had to guess, this could even come down to 568. I see this happen a lot of times, where after a big move, we see a 50% retracement and then come back up. So I would not be shocked if that were to happen with something new. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Again, comment below if you have or like any Bitcoin mining stocks, and why do you like Bitcoin mining stocks? I like Bitcoin mining stocks because, to me, they act like altcoins, and they remind me the most of the altcoin market in 2017. There's way fewer altcoins in 2017, and it was much easier to research. You can see the financials, the balance sheet on the mining stocks. I feel like you can research them better. They're less of an unknown than so many cryptos that promise the moon but then turn into dead projects. I've seen that happen the last two cycles. So, don't get too tied up into any project. You guys go to my XRP video. You can see how much these projects turn people into a living cult, or Doge. I'm seeing other cults emerge in the crypto space. So again, try to remove your bias and just take a look at, what does the price action tell me? Is this dead? Is it good? Do I like the balance sheet? Where are they going? Are their assets and liabilities good? So some things to consider. Anyways, we're under 20 minutes. We frickin' did it, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Take care.